Hello all, welcome back to my channel. So in my previous video I have shown you about the pre-construction activities. So in this video let's discuss about the post-contract activities as a part of building construction. So the post-contract activities include like site works, site surveying and layout, excavation, compaction of excavation bottom, that is the soil, construction of foundation, construction of plinth beam, then construction of column, then construction of slab and beam, then construction of masonry wall, then lintels, followed by roof slab. Then comes all the plumbing and electrical works, and then the finishing works and roof finishing and the completion certificate. So let's discuss about all these steps one by one in detail. Coming to the first one, that is site works. Site preparation is the first activity of post contract construction work. It involves cleaning the project site from debris and roots of trees, removing obstructions such as loose soil and old, if any old building is present, removal of that old building, any sloping grounds, and specifying the position of underground services are present, and also relocating them if necessary. The next one is site surveying and layout. So after cleaning up the entire building site, the building's layout is established with the help of surveying equipment such as like level or a theodolite, total station, etc. In this stage, the precise position of the building is determined based on the drawings. After that, the location of access, roads to the construction site, storage areas for the construction materials, drainage system location, dormitory for laborers and officers are also specified. The relationship between different offices and facilities in construction site also need to be considered here. Moving on to the next step is excavation. After setting up the structure's layout, the excavation process begins using suitable machines based on the type of the soil and size of the excavation work. The excavation work is carried out with the help of surveying equipment to reach the required depth based on the design drawings. Safety precautions are considerably crucial both during the excavation process and after its completion to prevent desired events and save the life of laborers and civilians and avoid delays in the construction process. If the excavation is done in an urban area, then one should be aware not to damage underground services. Moving on to the next step, which is compaction of excavation bottom. After designated depth is reached, the bottom of the excavation trench needs to be compacted to reduce possible further settlement. Various machines such as smooth wheel roller, sheepfoot roller, rubber tire crawler, and tamping plate compactor can be used to achieve the required degree of compaction, which is 90% based on international building codes. And next is construction of the foundation. Foundation is the lowest part of the building responsible for transferring loads from the structure to the soil underneath, so it needs great care and precision during construction of foundation. The construction process may include placing plain cement concrete alone or combined with rubble soiling at the bottom of the foundation to create a level surface, setting up formworks, placing reinforcement, pouring concrete, and finally curing the concrete to get the designated strength. The site engineer should supervise all the activities to ensure that the entire work is executed according to the project specifications and the labor safety needs to be addressed and considered. And next is the plinth beam construction. Based on the type of the foundation, a plinth beam may be constructed to connect different footings and provide a level surface of the construction of the superstructure. Next is column construction. After the construction of the foundation and the plinth beam, a reinforced concrete column would be constructed. The procedure involves constructing a column kicker, placing steel bars, that is the reinforcement, setting up formwork, pouring the concrete, and curing the concrete. Checking the verticality of the columns during the construction is crucial to avoid a deviation from the position. The columns are constructed to the level of the slab and the reinforcement should be extended to allow the construction of the above stories as shown in the figure. Once the columns are done, we move towards slab and beam construction. So after the construction of columns on the ground floor is ended, the construction of slab and beams would begin. The process involves placing formwork for beams and slabs, installing reinforcements for beams and slabs based on the drawing, embedding other objects in it is present, pouring concrete for beams and slabs, and finally curing the concrete properly. The sequence of constructing columns, beams, and slabs are followed for other stories above also. The site engineer needs to monitor all activities and ensure that they are conducted according to the project specifications. And after the slab construction comes the masonry wall construction. So when the construction of columns and beams is completed, the masonry wall construction will begin. And next, coming to lintels. Lintel span openings such as windows and doors to carry masonry work over them are to be constructed. Once the lintels are done, we move towards the roof slab. That is when all story of the building is constructed. The final roof slab, that is the last slab of the building, is built or constructed based on the specifications and details of the design. And next comes the plumbing and electrical activities. So these activities may not be related to, entirely to a civil engineer, but however, the site engineer should prevent any actions that detrimentally affect the structural elements, like piercing of the beams. And sometimes these piercing is done very carelessly, so the site engineer has to be careful, because the design may be affected. And is the last but one is the finishing works. So finishing works are like any external plastering is required, that is to be done. And also internal walls are plastered with a smooth finish, and flooring is done with the help of tiles, and later walls are painted or textured. And the final is the roof finishing. So sometimes the roof finish, uh, the roof surface is waterproofed. Most of the people use waterproofing coats or paints to avoid leakages of water. And once everything is done, the contractor can apply for a completion certificate from the higher authorities. Local authorities would come and check the process of completion, and finally they would give out the relevant documents in compliance with the building specifications. So this is about the post construction activities. So the pre construction activities and post construction activities together are step by step procedures of constructing any building. So hope you all understood the video. Thanks for watching.